when God stepped out on space, he looked around and said, I'm lonely. I'll make me a world. But as far as the eye of God could see, darkness covered everything, blacker than 100 midnights down in a cypress swamp. Then God smiled. The light broke, and the darkness rolled up on one side, and the light stood shining on the other. And God said, that's good. Then God reached out and took the light, and he rolled it, making the sun. And God set that sun ablazing in the heavens. And with the light that was left, God gathered it into a shiny ball. And he flung that light against the darkness. And the light that was left between the darkness and the light, God hurled the world. And God said, that's good. Then God stepped down. He looked to his left and saw his moon. To the right was his sun. And God walked and looked. He saw his earth hot and barren. God batted his eyes, and the lightning flashed. He clapped his hands, and the thunder rolled. And the waters above the earth came down, the cooling waters. And God walked. He walked around. He looked at his moon. He looked at his sun. He looked at his tiny stars. He looked at all the living things that he had made. And God said, I'm lonely still. So God sat down by a deep river with his hand in his hands, and he thought, I'll make me a man. Up from the river, God scooped the clay, molding it and rolling it. God was toiling with that clay, bending down with a lump of clay. God shaped that clay in his own image. And like a mammy bending over her baby, God blew breath into it, and man became a living soul. Amen and amen.